Welcome back to another episode of the Dat Fitness Business Podcast. Tom Blackman with Dan Smith. Hello, Dan. How are you?
Hey, Tom. I'm good, thanks. Good.
Really good. How's fatherhood? I know I ask you that every single time, but it is new. It's still exciting, still relevant.
It's great. I took him to his first beer festival at the weekend.
Good. Get him started early.
Loving it. He was loving it. Yeah. It was good. Well, he slept for most of it, but still, that's not the point.
That's what I do when I go to beer festivals. Like one pint and then I sleep for the rest of it.
That actually, this is a bit of a tangent, but that's how I feel after 1 pint now, because not really drinking at all. I didn't really drink anyway. Like, I wouldn't say I was a seasoned drinker, more of a binge drinker, right? But then even that's got less. So then when I have one drink, I'm like, oh, a bit tipsy. So like, you had these cards and you had to fill out like rugby positions, and it was like, because it was a rugby club, it was like fill out or complete the card and everything. So I completed the card, which I was quite impressed with, And then the next day I felt all right. I felt actually all right. So, yeah.
Excellent. So I managed to catch the sun again yesterday. Do you know what's annoying is I went out, I thought, I've checked the weather, not very sunny. Okay, fine. So I didn't take a hat, went out, and of course, and it was cold as well. So I took a hoodie. And then, of course, when we're walking around this place, which has no cover, like sun's right out. And I was just saying to Sam, I'm going to get sunburnt. So I had no hat, nothing. And I come back and I'm lobstered up again. So, yeah.
Mad, isn't it? Like, you never tan, ever in your life?
Right. I do slightly tan, but because I'm so fair, I literally just go red and then white again. And have pain in between.
So all the negatives, but none of the positives.
Yeah. I mean, even if I put when I go on holiday, I have to put like factor 50 sun cream on. Now I'm okay. I can do factor 30, but I'll have factor 30 on all day, not tan. Not burn if I got the factor 30 on, because I didn't put it on yesterday. But just like, yeah, I'm just not blessed with tanning. That's not one of my skills.
Oh man.
So now I look like, people say, are you all right? Because they know I had a heart attack. You okay? Yeah. Look a little bit red. Is your blood pressure okay? Yeah. This is because I've been a spaz and not worn suntan cream or hat in the sun. So I haven't got a heart condition. I've got a brain condition, which stops me, gets me sunburned all the time.
Well, be careful.
Yeah. So I'm a bad example. So anyway, today we're talking about discounts and discounts for your coaching, when to give a discount, should you give a discount? Is there a right time to give a discount, or should you give them at all, in your coaching? Should we charge everyone, even our family, full price, $3,000 for 7 days? So that's going to be the topic of today. And it is something which comes up a lot. Certainly with people asking me, should we do introductory prices? I've had a gym for 13 years. And the amount of people I've had asking me for discounts just because they know me or whatever is interesting. So I've had a lot of requests for discounts. So I've got some thoughts on that. What about you?
Yeah, it's definitely something that comes up a lot. And we were saying before, I think, and this is just me generalizing a little bit, but more times than not, the coaches who are like really decent coaches, really know their craft, really care, really look after their clients, and really empathetic, and normally are the ones where they just feel like they can't charge an adequate price for what they do, or they feel like they need to discount things all the time, and they need to be giving people offers. So I think it'd be an important one to dig into why that's maybe not a good idea as well. So this reminded me of something not in the fitness space, but in like the music scene, DJ world, and where people will, like, DJs will constantly get, as you kind of get higher and higher up in the rankings of DJism, you get more and more, you attract more attention, right? And you get more messages to say like, hey, can you get me guest list at club night and all this? And there's people who are like your sisters, aunties, dogs, cousins, friends start messaging you going, hey, I know so-and-so, can we have a discount? Can we have guest list? And I just think it's like a similar thing. It's slightly different, but it just made me think about that. And ultimately, if I've got a friend who's got a business, I'm going in and I'm I'm paying them full price. Like that's how I work. That's how my head works. I don't want you to give me a discount because, oh, I know you from somewhere, or it should be that way. So
I think it's something as a small business owner that, and obviously coaches small business owners, is that you only really get when you have your own business. Because before I opened the gym, I was very much, oh, I wonder if I can get a discount wherever I'm going, you know, get the best price, whatever. And I'm sure a lot of people think that way. As soon as I opened my own gym and I had my coaching business, and then you're asking people, oh, you know, what's the membership for cash? Or they're asking you, what's the membership for cash? What's the price for this? Oh, you know, I know you. What's the price? What's your mates' rates? And you just think, do you know what? Shouldn't you be paying me because you're my friend? I don't mind if there's something else I can do, some bonus I can give, but why should I be giving away money just because you're my friend? Just because I know you? You know, obviously, if it's your dad or something like that, a little bit different. But you know, I've got a lot of friends. Should I give them all discounts at my gym so then I can't pay the bills? Am I unreasonable for not giving them a discount?
and then arguably you wouldn't be able to give them a coaching anyway because you would have no money.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm the same as you. I always and there are caveats to this, obviously, but I've always, if someone said, "Oh, we can do your job," I'm like, "Okay, what's the price?" And sometimes when they say about, "Oh, we can give you this price," it's like, what's your price? You know, I'm coming to you because I trust you to do the job, not because I think you're going to give me a discount. That's the reason I've come to you, is you're my friend and I know you can do the job.
I've also, I think, and it's a good point, that because over the years, I've now invested in various things to help me develop and grow. I've always then based that off, right, I'm already invested in this because of other reasons that we've talked about on other podcasts, where you just build, you know, okay, this person can help me, they're the right person for me, and then you've already made the decision, you're paid into that, and so you already expect that. I'm not going on to those calls and then I'm going, yeah, so do you think we could do like a little bit of a discount? Like, one, I would be sick in my mouth a little bit, I think, if I said that. It just doesn't come out. Maybe I should be more like that, I don't know, but it doesn't feel comfortable to me. It feels a little bit weird. If someone is doing a good job and I know they can help me, I want to pay them what it's worth for them to then be on my side to help me out. So that's how I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's like we said, there are caveats to this. So, for example, is at the gym, there are a number of people who come to the gym, who train at the gym, who we give complimentary memberships to. And the reason they get complimentary memberships is because they put a lot back into the gym. So they help with the maintenance, or if you've got an event, they help with that. Or there's some sort of exchange of trades. So there's people who do, say, work for us, and because the amount would be comparable to us paying them and then them having a gym membership, we just say, okay, let's just do a gym membership. It just works out fine. That's fine, because that's a fair exchange of trades. There's a fair exchange of skills, isn't it, or value, you know. But if there's none of that, if someone just rocks up to the gym and say, "Oh, Tom, you know, we used to be friends years and years ago. How about free membership?" I'd just be like, no, because why? Yes, you're my friend, but our friendship doesn't mean that then I essentially give you £400 worth of gym membership. Are you going to give me £400 of what you do for a living for free? Oh no.
Yeah. Because either sometimes they can't. It's not that exchange. But I always think, why is it always? It must be either certain types of people who just think like that, and they're just like always asking for discounts. I know there are people like that, because I definitely remember one from the fire service always asking. He had the fucking. He won't watch this, I don't think anyway. But yeah, he had the app, like the app where you walk around and it would just ping up like, "Oh, there's a discount here."
Like Groupon or something.
Yeah, Groupon.
Yeah.
And then always like striving for all the bargains and stuff. And I'm like, I get it to an extent, but then there's certain times where you just think, you know, this is what I want to do, or this is what I want to achieve, or I want to pay for this thing. Yeah.
There are instances. So, for example, when we've had contracts come into tender at the gym, I've negotiated the best contracts with, now that they're, say, for example, I won't go into it because we've had one just recently who I did a really good deal for, but I won't go into it. But basically, we were essentially renewing a contract, and they were trying to put the price up. And I said, well, hold on. The price originally included the labor for installing these things. And over that time, you've not replaced the equipment. And yes, you're providing the service charge, but you haven't replaced any of the equipment. It's the same equipment. So because it's a hire arrangement, yeah, lease arrangement. So why is that price going up? Because there's no labor now. The equipment's old, so it's not worth the same as it was before. The servicing, yes, that's potentially gone up, but then we just have the servicing in place because we have to have it in place in case anything breaks. So why is the price going up? And we negotiated, eventually got the price down and got some additions and everything else. But that was that's part of the game when you go out to tender with people. When you go into a car showroom, part of the game, they're trying to get the best commission, you're trying to get the best price, and you settle somewhere in between, which is a good outcome for both sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know there's people who's going, oh, bag of cash, give me a Ferrari. Okay, not everyone's like that. A lot of people are like, I want to get the best deal. And you have to feel as though you've got a good deal. And the salesman has to feel as though he's worked for it. If it just, here's a bag of cash, give me a car. Okay, you've got a bag of cash and a nice bit of commission. But I think salesmen, certainly salesmen I talk to, they want to feel as though they've worked and got the sale and achieved something, rather than, although it's nice, someone just come in and dump a bag of cash and take a car.
Yeah, maybe that's where I'm. That's a real example of why I'm not. Like, I bought my recent car off purely off of the nostalgia factor, and it's kind of limited qualities, like in terms of
limited qualities.
No, I mean, in terms, it was like a limited run of this car, and I'm like a sucker for things like that. So I'm like, oh, that's like that's a car that I have had multiple versions of, and then I was like, oh, and I must be like like you said, the opposite of that guy. Not that I came in with like loads of money and just went, here you go, but I'd already bought it in my head.
Yeah. So in that respect, you want a very specific thing, and that actually does segue nicely into coaching. Well done, Dan.
Yeah.
Because if someone's coming to work with you, let's say, for example, how many coaches are there in the UK? Online coaches, millions, maybe. At least 10,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
And out of all those people that this person could have wanted to work with, they decided they want to come and work with you. So all your content, all your reinforcement posts, all the information you put out, all the helpful stuff you put out has steered them towards you. Yeah. So they want a specific service provided by you. So in that case, they've decided they want to work with you. So from my opinion, that should be, well, here's the price to work with me. You've already decided you want to work with me because you made the inquiry. Here's the price to work with me.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be a bartering there. Because they want a desired result, a specific result, like you wanted a specific car. So you weren't bothered about the price.
I mean, you take it into, because I already knew the price point. So you take it into consideration. And maybe there's examples there in coaching where people know and they understand. Well, they know a ballpark, don't they? But I've definitely had people approach us for coaching. And definitely in the past, I've had conversations around like someone going, yeah, I really want your help. I want to do this. And then you'll never hear from them again after you go through like, here's the price point. It'll just be like, it'll be like a ghost gone, which I find is also, that's maybe another conversation around like what people's perception, what people see and what they believe they want. And then actually, do they really want it? They don't really value it enough. But then I've also had conversations where someone's gone, yeah, cool, I really want to get into this. I want to do it. And then go, so yeah, we'll talk about mates rates. Yeah. And I've just turned around and gone, there are none, like this is the price point. And then they've gone, okay. And then they'll either do two things. They either disappear like a ghost, like say, or they'll make a joke out of it, going, no, joking. Like, I'm like, no, you weren't.
It's I think very much it should be, if you want a result and your mate is a coach who provides that result, then it should be the same as if someone's coming into my gym for a membership. You decide. I mean, there's in the vicinity of Ministry, there is at least 4 gyms that you could drive to within 5 minutes. You've made the decision you want to come to Ministry. In all those other gyms, you can have a workout. Yeah. But you decided you want to come to ministry and train. Thank you very much. Why should I give you a discount? You decided my gym is the gym you want to come to. Or have you decided my gym is the one to come to because you want to get a cheap membership? So then you're not going to get the result you want, because, and here's the sort of psychology of it, is that, when people you ask people, well, how much do you think, have you ever done that? Or how much do you think it should be? Say if you say, oh, the price is, $997 or whatever, and they go, oh, that's a little bit too much. You go, okay, what do you think it should be? Oh, £50, right? For example, yeah. The reason they've said £50 is because that's the amount of money they're comfortable with throwing away if it doesn't work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they've made a decision in their head. Look, I can spend this much money, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't really matter because I can afford to throw that money away. It's when you buy something off Amazon, and you're sort of taking a gamble of, this is normally £100. I'm getting it for £10. I wonder if it's going to be okay, and it comes. It's like, it doesn't work. All right, I'll just throw it away. I won't return it because I've wasted that money. I'm happy wasting that money. So that person who's giving you that price and wants a discount, they want to pay less so that if they don't get the result, they don't feel bad about themselves for wasting money.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So whose responsibility does that lie on, in terms of, have they not seen enough to believe in what you do, or is that how they just think about monetary exchanges? It's quite complex, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that come into that, isn't it? I mean, I don't know what you're like, but I don't generally tend to work with friends or family on whatever, coaching, whatever else I do. I don't mind giving help, like, as in, if me and you had a chat and you'd be like, oh, Dan, can you just help me out with this thing? Or if you come to me and said, oh, can you help me out with this thing? I wouldn't charge you for that because you're my friend. But then if it came into, like, let's get into an actual coaching relationship, it potentially, there's pitfalls there, because you've got the friendship relationship and then you've got the coach relationship, and the two are slightly different because you have to make hard decisions and you have to give sometimes ego boosting advice to people when you're coaching them to get them to where they need to be. And I think with a friend or family, certainly girlfriend, never go there, working with your girlfriend or boyfriend for fat loss or something, don't ever do that. Those things, there's already a boundary there, and I don't think you should be, personally, for me anyway, that's not something I'm comfortable doing.
No, I never did it, and I tried to train with Ashley once, and I'd never do that again. It just not for any other reason, that it's just, it doesn't work. Like, we get on excellent, like, outside of that, and then in the gym, like, no, it's just not.
Yeah,
for some reason it's not the way. No,
no,
and that's cool, but you have to understand that. So yeah, I agree. Like, friends and family, I never really did anything with. Although I would say that, again, I think a lot of coaches maybe get put off by using or approaching friends and family to help them at the early stages, potentially to help maybe shape some of the stuff, or give them some ideas or some tests and things out, and maybe even to people they might know, because that's an important one. Sometimes people will say, I don't want to use my Facebook personal page because I've got friends and family on them. And like, that's exactly why you should use it, because why try and convince a stranger over here when you've got people who potentially know who you are? So I think there's positives to getting advice and, like you say, getting some feedback. But in terms of that being your thing as you go through and just working with friends and family all the time, I think, it wouldn't be great. I would find it very stressful.
Yeah, I think it's it depends on the deepness of that relationship, how much time there is there, doesn't it? And the other thing about giving a discount to friends and family is that, there's a few things here which we discussed, but the first one for me would be resentment. So say, for example, your friend comes along and they say, oh, can you coach me? Okay, yeah, okay, it's normally £500. Now it's I'll give you it for £300. Yeah, so you give them a discount. So you're working with them for £300, but then all your other coaches are £500, for example. Yeah. So all the other people you coach are £500. Do you mentally, you're going to know that they're paying you less. Yeah. And the way it works in business is you're thinking about the cash, aren't you? You know, so they're paying you £300. These other ones are paying you £500. Who are the ones that you're going to give priority to if they send you a text message or a phone call? You know, because we're talking about business relationship and then friendship relationship. So if your mate phones you up, it's paying you £300, and he talks to you for 2 hours on the phone purely about the coaching, and these other people have been waiting, you're like, hold on, you're not paying me as much as these people, and these people are waiting. And then does that lead you into giving them a less of a service because they're paying you less?
Absolutely. It does. But it has to. It has to. You can't, your attention, whether you want to even admit it or not, you won't even know. You will just naturally do it.
Yeah, subconsciously.
Like, like oh no, these people are paying, okay, they're going to get prioritized. Everything is going to be shifted towards them. And then what you do is you end up giving a disservice here, or it's less compared to what you give here. And then over time, that has a negative impact on your business because they're not then happy with what you're doing. So it kind of brings us into why you shouldn't really do that in the first place. But then if you have got people on different price points, they're thinking about, how do I then bring them up? How do I increase my price points? Because that's another thing, but it ties into this a little bit, but I would be having that as an ongoing thing. So if you have people on other prices at regular points, maybe going, hey, we're going to put the prices up now, and do it with enough notice in advance. And you should really have that done every year anyway. Like, prices should be increased. It's probably one for a different talk, but it does tie into this. Like, should you increase your prices and how should you do it?
Yeah. And also, if you are giving, if you're giving a discount to your friends or family or whatever, then that relationship, that friendship relationship, gets marred by the fact that they're paying you less, and then you're working less hard for them. Less hard, but if that's a word, you know. So that both sides that happens, and it can tar your personal relationship with that person, because the money side of things has come into play there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think, and that's one of the reasons why I don't give discounts for coaching. Is just, you know, no, and I don't work with friends who pay me for coaching, because I would always say, you know, I'm your friend, not your coach, and I would refer on to say you or someone else. You know, I'd say, look, I know a really good coach who can help you, who's not, you know, he can help you. We can do the same thing. Yeah. I always refer people on if it's a friend or a family, because it's just not, I don't want that relationship to be tarred.
Yeah, it's a better way of doing it. Absolutely. Yeah.
You had another one about working with friends and family and the prices, I think.
Well, like people doing it. It was more. It was probably linked into that. So an example, one of the coaches who has his own studio, but also does some stuff online as well, which is building now. But the in-person stuff was there had some people paying him on direct debit, some people would just pay cash, and then some people were like transfer, like some people would just, I don't know, send him pigeons and carriers or camels
Camels.
like, and they trade for camels, like but yeah, that's what it felt like. It was like there's so many different things, and what all that did was it just added stress to his workload, because not only did he not really know what was coming in, everything was at different points, everything's coming in different ways, and as much as it might be nice to go, oh, someone's just giving me a load of cash, it's like, well, that still has to be put into the business. But then you also you save yourself so much stress when you've got everything linked in the same way. So everything's going through like Stripe links now, everything's coming in through a process, everything's on the same time scale, so that every single month we can go, right, cool, this is where it's at. Otherwise, if you've got people paying them 2 weeks here, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and you're like, fuck, how do I start to even comprehend this? And all different ways. So, and I could tell this even from conversations. It was like the reason he was so stressed wasn't because of, you know, workload as such. Well, it was a little bit, but it's because of all these things not being streamlined. And it's like, streamline everything, and instantly I've got time back and I'm less stressed. And I was like, that's another reason to not. Okay, some of it maybe was being discounted, but it's just having different people to being too amenable to people. Well, no, don't worry, you can do this. Don't worry, you can do that. It's your business. Otherwise, you're letting them run your business. It's the same thing you could say about your how you run your calendar for calls or whatever. If you just let anyone book in any time, they're running your business, and you're going, oh my god, it's so stressed. I've got calls all the time. I'm like, take fucking back control, and you do it when you want to do it. And they're like,
Take
oh
some
yeah,
ownership
yeah,
of
yeah.
your shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's obvious when you talk through it with someone, but then when it actually happens, it might seem like there's a bit of work to do to get to that, because you'll have these feelings of, what if they don't want to do that, or what if they say no, or and you're like, actually, do you know what? That's only in your own head. As soon as you actually put it out there, as long as you do it in a way that's right, you don't just say, oh, by the way, we're doing this tomorrow. Just say, this is what we're doing. The process is changing because of these reasons. Here's how it's going to work. And everyone's like, yeah, cool, no worries. Why didn't you do that 10 months earlier? Oh, yeah.
And if people don't like it, then more than welcome to leave, aren't they? And
yeah,
we had a similar thing at ministry after lockdown. So we decided, and there were reasons why we decided. It wasn't just ease of whatever, but there was the reason we decided was to go from memberships, because all our memberships people could, like, we had people paying in cash, we had people paying on card every month, as in they would just come in and pay on card. We had people paying like 3 months membership, 6 months membership, and we had direct debits. And we when I look back on it, I'm like, oh, fuck, that was such a headache. You know, why did I do that for so long? And a lot of gym owners do this. They have like 60 different memberships. Oh, to offer some options. All it does is confuse people. Oh, okay, which membership's right for me? Well, we got this. But it's like, I don't know what membership's right for me. I'm just going to go down the road to Pure Gym. They got one membership. Yeah. So we changed everything to be, there was basically one membership, and you could pay either a year up front or monthly. Yeah. So direct debit. And we said, we're not going to take cash, as in for the month release. You can pay cash for the year, obviously, but you can't come in every month and give you cash over, because we found the majority of people who did that were the people who didn't pay. Like, oh yeah, I'll pay next time I come in. They come in, there's another member of staff there. Oh yeah, I'll pay next time. And they went through all the members of staff, and then like two weeks into the month, oh yeah, is my membership due? I'll pay it now, so it starts from now. Yeah. And any gym owner watching this is going to go, I hate those sorts of people, because it happens in every single gym, every single independent gym. So what we did when we come back from lockdown, because it obviously was restarting again, I said, right, it's only pay up front for the year or direct debits. Like, that's it. That's all the membership's going to do. You know, and then people come back, right, it's direct debits. People are paying cash before, it's direct debits. Okay, fine. And it was 99% of people like, okay, fine, because they pay their mobile phone, their Sky bill, their car insurance, you know, even car tax now is direct debit. You know, everyone pays by direct debit. So why logically wouldn't you have a gym membership with direct debit?
Yeah.
You know, the only person who benefits from cash for a gym membership is the member, because they can dick you around for 2 or 3 weeks, like trying to get out of paying the gym membership, and then they're training for free.
Yeah.
And they're the worst type of members.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So we naturally, by doing that, we naturally eliminated some of the members who, let's say, were probably not a good fit for us.
Yeah.
And the people who came on board were all happy to pay direct debits, because that's what they did normally for their bills. So the people who couldn't afford the new price, that was fine, because the people who come on, they could afford the new price, so they can afford to spend more money on supplements and whey and workouts and stuff.
Natural selection, isn't it? That's why I feel like you've got, sometimes coaches will have clients on different amounts because of the time they've been there or whatever, and then won't want to change that because of fear of them stopping. But I'm also like you just mentioned, then if they do stop, what are you going to do? Oh yeah, but then I haven't got that income anymore. Okay, but what have you got back? Shed loads of time, probably more, like less stress, because like you said, maybe they're not the best people to deal with. So then all of a sudden you're like, oh, actually, yeah, I could put that into my other clients who are here doing this. And then I just think there's that fear sometimes of taking action on that.
Well, it's what we talked about before, isn't it? If you've got clients who've been with you for, like, let's say 5 years, paying the same price, and now your normal price is like double that, every time you got a call with him, you're like, this guy's paying me half the money, you know, than my other clients are. And you start resenting those calls. You start working less hard for that client. Whereas in, reality, if you said to them, look, prices have gone up, I've kept them for this long for 6 months or whatever, but it has to go up. Are you cool with that? They're not staying with you because you're a cheap coach. They're staying with you because you're a good coach and the price is okay.
Yeah.
If the price is going up and they can't afford it, that might be just the natural end to the coaching,
Absolutely.
But obviously, I understand what you're saying about the money consideration is, especially at the moment, is a real thing people are worried about.
Yeah. You can't deny that, but doesn't mean that everyone is thinking that, or everyone is in that same position. And again, this probably is relevant for this conversation, but people or coaches will think that because of that's the way that they're seeing it, or one client said that, or one client's left because of these reasons. Okay, cool. That means that everyone's doing that. And I haven't had it much so recently, but I did have it a lot. Like, it was almost like every week there'd be someone saying, what do you think about this happening here? That's cost of living here, or this thing here. And I'm like, if you're already in that position where you're letting that affect you so much that's what you portray out, so you're kind of projecting that, and everything you talk about is doom and gloom, and everything you put out there is like moaning, then don't be surprised if clients see that and leave, or no one wants to come work for you, because that's what you're positioning yourself as. Whereas there's plenty of people out there who still value what you do, want your help, and you just need to be able to show that to them, and now they'll be happy to do it. It might not be as easy as it once was, but like, it's still being done. Like, so yeah, it's too easy to say that. It's too easy to come out with those things, I think.
It is. It's too easy to make excuses to facilitate maybe a little bit of imposter syndrome, or the self-doubt. It's putting the blame on someone else, isn't it? It's, and I don't mean that in a nasty way, or like, condescending way. It's, oh, no, I can't do this because of this. And actually, when you analyze that situation, like you just said, it's normally very insular, and it's not the real situation, but just it's a nice excuse as to why.
Yeah. And they're the things that coaches need to probably work on more, that kind of mindset around that, and then go, okay, cool, I can work on this. But that's the hard work, really, that people don't want to do, because like you said, it's easier to just go, no one's got any money. No one wants to invest in coaching. Coaching's saturated, market's saturated. Like, is it? I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
I mean, there's certainly a lot of coaches out there, but when I opened ministry, there was 8 gyms in the area, all within five minutes drive.
Yeah, that's your prime example of how. But what you've done is what coaches should be doing, and going, I'm me, and I'm people come work with me because I'm different, and the main reason is, and this is what I provide, and I can showcase that. If you just are like, if you were another pure gym, and then there's already 7 other pure gyms, like, okay, cool, maybe it would work.
Yeah, no, and what we talked about in previous podcasts about having a USP, having your unique selling proposition for your coaching. What is it? If you're just offering the same as all the other coaches do, with the same templates and this, that, the other, 5 people to do this thing in this amount of time, that's all your marketing. You're just not going to stand out. You're going to become the Pure Gym or the Snap Fitness or all the other ones. Might have to blur that out on the bottom. But yeah, I see around me, and I'm going to come back to gyms again, so I know it's sort of relevant, but around me, there's all these gyms, and obviously I get their adverts on Instagram because they're doing location-based advertising, and I'll scroll through, right, JD Fitness, £10 first month, no joining fee, right, couple of scrolls. Snap Fitness, £10 first month, no joining fee. Scroll, Gym Group, Pure Gym, blah, 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 blah. They've all got the same advertising, and none of their advertising is based around what you're going to get as a customer. Our adverts that we put out are just basically a load of clips from members having a great time in the gym.
Yeah.
And when you scroll through, and it's like, £10, £10. Here's a load of people doing really good stuff, having good times. Those adverts have actually done really well from us. I can track the ROI from it. And we've had more members come in because of those adverts. We don't even talk about the price. It's like there's a load of people really enjoying their fitness, and here's the evidence. Nothing about the price, nothing about a joining fee. And when they come in, it's £45. Okay, because I want that product.
But there's, again, that user generated content, that's freaking huge now. A slightly different tangent of a topic here, but that just shows why you're standing out against the others. Well, not just that, but like, you've created something different and a community and a feel for it, which they can't replicate, that atmosphere. So
yeah, I mean, before you think about offering a discount, what can you do in your coaching to replicate that sort of thing? And like prime example of your coaching, you have your in-person days, meetups. And I know there's a lot of coaches who do in-person meetups, but all the advertising I see for that is come and make bank, come and make bank, come and make bank. And then when you come down to yours, it's like coaches being better coaches, learning. I'm because when you see that, make bank, make bank, make bank, make bank, so same bloody guy, same sort of stuff all the time. And when you see your stuff, it's like, that's different.
Oh, good.
It does. I'm just saying, it does stand out. Because obviously you probably get the same adverts. I get a lot now of like coaches coaching coaches adverts, and it's all the same. It's all the same stuff. This person done this person done this, and it's
make bank. I think I might have filtered out my audience a little bit because I don't see as much, but I still see a few. I do get it. Yeah.
It's the same reason I keep all the gyms and I subscribe to all the gyms so I can see what the competitors are doing, and literally it's all the same stuff. But I suppose there's people want to make more money, don't they? So if you've got no other content apart from here's a nice sales funnel to sell someone to make bank, then that's all you're selling. I even saw one the other day and it said, this is not a mentoring program. This is a program designed to make you more money. So we're not going to make you better coaches. We're not going to improve how you coach. We're not going to make you into a better coach. We're just going to tell you how to sell more stuff. Now, I appreciate there's a time for that. That should be part of coaching, but also shouldn't there be some sort of development of how to be a better coach in that environment?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think I saw that one. I saw that as well.
Yeah, it was your mate. I won't say who it was. It was your mate.
Yeah. Because that's I experienced that as well, so I know that it is exactly that, like that. Because I remember being always like curious. I was like, so there's nothing really here about helping you become better at what you do and improve your coaching, and because all of those skills are going to mean that you're better, have a better business. Because if you can't retain clients, it's all right, you could just churn through clients. That's a fucking shit way to build a business. I would hate that.
Of course. Well, that's the again, back to gym model. You look at big commercial gyms, their model is get as many people through the door as possible, hope they never turn up, and just keep their monthly memberships going. But their churn rate is high, and so is their intake rate. So there's loads of people coming in and then loads of people going out.
Yeah, now you mention it, it's like it's the same thing as like these things that are like, so in this 4 to 6 week period, you're going to do this like hack technique, and then you're going to do another one, and then you'll get another spike of people, and then you're going to, and then so like the gym thing is the same, isn't it? Like here's this crazy discount we're doing to get loads of people in. Here's another one, and they don't care whether you come to the gym.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't, and they hope they don't.
Yeah,
because some of the stats for some of these gyms, like 10,000 members, 10,000 people all turned up at once to use the gym, there'd be a bit of an issue there, because there certainly isn't 10,000 parking spaces in that area. In terms of attendance rate, I think ministry is we get about just over a third of our membership through the door every single day. That's pretty good. But then our members are active. They actually come. And if our members don't come, we send them an email saying, hey, we haven't seen you in 3 weeks. Is everything okay? Can we help? Something we can do? Would you like a consultation? Would you like a diet plan? Would you like this? How can we help you as a gym get the best out of your membership? And I've had members come back to me after sending them out saying, oh no, it's all good. I'm just on holiday, but thanks for getting in touch. You know, I've had another lady who was she was off like around the world traveling. So, oh, sorry, I forgot to cancel membership. You know, I just kept it going because I was off on holiday. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't have sent you a message. But yeah, I mean, all these things, they're all customer benefits, aren't they? It's our USP. We actually care about you getting a result. You know?
Yeah.
But you know, I think I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm pretty sure that if commercial gyms do send out those messages, they're probably very, we missed you. Do you want to come back to the gym? But that's probably if they're maybe if they're lining up to cancel a direct debit.
Yeah, definitely. I don't, because again, this is I went into one of the gyms I'm member at, commercial gym, Simply, and it's cheap compared to like the independent one. But I went in there, maybe it's last week or the week before. I couldn't get in because they changed the turnstiles and it's like fingerprint now. So I ring them buzzer, and he came out. He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, have you? This is all new." He's like, "Well, how long have you not been here for? Because we did this at Christmas." And I'm like, "Oh, shit."
Embarrassing.
Like, thanks for letting me know.
Oh no. So they didn't send you an email or anything to say that?
Well, I remember them being something around the time and then nothing else. So, like you say, it would have been nice for them to go, "Hey, Dan, we see you haven't come down to the gym recently."
Yeah.
I have been going to the other gym more, but yeah, it's just a bit of a shock.
How embarrassing. School yourself a coach, you don't even train.
No, I do train. I actually not at the moment so much, but it was weird because I made up an excuse. I went, "Oh yeah, my knee is actually bad." But I was
You
like,
actually made an excuse.
I was out.
You've been exercise shamed.
Out for months with the knee. He's like, "Oh man, that must have been a big one." I was like, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I haven't been back yet.
Yeah, you don't want to go back in case you get shamed again. Oh, come in, we can show you. Do you want an induction? Do you want to show you how to use the equipment?
Yeah.
Do you know, quick tangent, you know, gym inductions are not there to help you exercise and use the equipment. They're there to cover gyms for insurance. Yeah, there's nothing about gym inductions which help you exercise. It's all about, oh, we've shown him how to do the exercises. Now if he injures himself, we can say that we showed him, so he must have done it wrong.
Yeah, I kind of knew that, and then I realized it before actually someone told me that, because I went to the gym here and they were like, "You need to do an induction." I was like, "You're joking, right? I used to be a member and now I'm coming back. No, you need to do an induction." I was like, I'm pretty sure I'll be okay, and it'll be a waste of your time. No, you need to. So it turned out this PT was like, "You're right, you don't need to do this really." And I'm like, that's what I kept saying. "Do you want me to show you anything?" I was like, "Not really."
You can sign a waiver. So we have, or we used to have, I think we still do actually. Yeah, we do. We still do have, yeah, because we have to have it for our insurance. So our insurance specifically says that all gym members are given an induction. And I said, well, hold on. A lot of our gym members are experienced bodybuilders and like people who've been training for years. It's just going to waste time. Can we get them to sign a waiver to say, I know how to exercise. I've been exercising for a long period of time. If I'm unsure of how to use any of the equipment, I will come and ask before using it. Yeah. And they went, yeah, that's fine. So you can actually sign that waiver, get people to sign that waiver. But we actually offer a class called Launchpad, which if you are a complete like new person to the gym, you can come in and actually do a small person. It is PTing, where one of our coaches will walk you around. What do you want to exercise? Let's do something. And you actually get a PT session rather than, here's a bench press, do the bench press. Here's a leg press, do the leg press. You know, it's like, come on, let's actually exercise. Let's get something out of this. And all the workouts are in the coaching app, so you can actually go around with the coaching app and do it yourself. Yeah. So again, it's our USP. It's like actually wanting people to get results, yeah. Which is why we don't offer discounts, because like no other gym does this.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah. Of course it is. But yeah, independent gyms, I think a few of them do that sort of. I mean, I know a few do. Certainly the ones I speak to.
Yeah.
Sorry?
The one I go to does. Like, yeah. I've never had to do an induction. Plus, if you are just coming as a non-member, you have to sign, but it's all on the thing. Like you basically sign and say, "I'm okay. I'm not a knob."
Yeah, exactly. Because you wouldn't have an induction for a day pass, would you? It's stupid. But yeah, it's but there is documented cases of people going to gyms, joining up, and they do it serially. They go around different gyms, go there, sign up, and then injure themselves, sort of, go to doctors, get a note, and then they sue the gym. And because the gym hasn't given them that thing for inductions, they're essentially guilty of negligence. So the insurance company pays out without getting the, and the injury could be like, I dropped a dumbbell on my foot.
Yeah. They're the kind of people you don't want to sign up. They'll be asking for discounts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, exactly right. You fill them out. Cool. I think we've covered a fair bit. We've come up to time. So is there anything you want to add before we finish?
No, I am good.
Cool. Okay, so Dan, where can people find you on social media, or the gym if you train ever?
Find me at the gym.
Find me at the gym every 6 months.
No, I'm at Strong Collective, Dan Strong Collective. Anywhere you'll find me.
Cool. And best for me is Tom Blackman Coach on YouTube or Instagram. Dan, thanks very much for today, and I'll chat to you on the next podcast.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.